Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Mili reaction. This one's special because it's the one from the recent Arknight event, and I don't think anybody really anticipated them doing a song for Arknight, and I am excited to hear what they have in store here. Of course, I am very aware that there is an animation that also utilizes this song, but I'm going to be doing a separate video on that probably within this next week, so keep an eye out for that one, talking about specifically the animation. But for this one, I'm just going to be looking at the video that they put out on their own channel and hearing the song in its entirety for the first time. So without further ado, let's go. Beautiful piano, of course. I also love the 4:3 aspect ratio of the video. Ooh. Wow, that built really hard, really fast. Ooh. What's that characteristic phrasing in the lyrics? Being that explosive definitely caught me off guard. Ooh. Slowing down a little bit too. Ooh. This is beautiful. I love this blend of sounds. This is new to me. I haven't heard them do something this cinematic and orchestrated. They've gotten some very interesting genre mixes in their music before, but this is definitely unique to itself. Dude. That guitar part. Dude. That was so clean. The body of this song. Oh, I have so much to talk about. As always with Mili's lyrics too. I've got so much to say. The references. When you hire Mili for something, you get 500% every time. Now that snare is really sending me. I love the way that was put in there. What a great phrasing. Dude, this song is unfair. I have way too much to talk about now. How is this going to be an average length video? Oh no. So to start with the lyrics on this one, obviously it's a Mili track, obviously lyrics by Cassie Wei, so obviously the lyrics are going to have a heavy hand and holding a heavy burden. This song has, at least for me lyrically, given me the feeling of somebody reflecting in the current state of their life and their world. It's almost as if the singer in this context is singing about remembering the days when they were young and potentially a child soldier, seeing all of this war and just world-changing cataclysmic events happening. Things are just going to shit, and they were living through all of that and watching it all happen, and having this limbo in their mind of never really feeling like they left childhood, because that felt like it was almost taken from them because of what happened in their world. And as adults, even though they're reminiscing about those times and what could have been, can never return to that, and now are stuck in this idealistic concept of what the world could have been had somebody just spoken out and stopped whatever madness was happening. This is kind of loose. I'm not fully sure the whole story behind Arknight, and I'm sure that this relates because I know that Cassie Wei's writing always reflects the property and the characters that are supposed to be written for in those situations, and they're always very heavy-handed when it comes down to it. Like, they've been very metaphorical, but it's always like a literal metaphorical. I don't know if that's like actually a thing, but it's exactly the way that she writes. There is something so metaphorical about the phrases she uses and the situations that she puts the writing into that very clearly are the situations that are inspiring the song, but they're never exactly describing the exact situation, like verbatim. So this is yet another example of that, and it's weird hearing a different story than the ones from like Library of Ruina, where it's like a separate story concept. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how Cassie writes that way, but it is so brilliant. There's such a width to the lyrics she writes that makes it so poignant, so direct, so on purpose for the project she's writing for, but at the same time, it sounds like it could be from any album. It's such a unique case to me, and I think that's why maybe a lot of people love Mili's work. Like, it's something that should have a case study written about it. Like, how does Cassie Wei manage every single time to write this way that's such a her way to write songs, but about different subjects that are completely identifiably unique, but you can tell that they're about said identifiably unique thing? It makes no logical sense. So if that made no sense to you, it's because it doesn't make sense to me. I am at a loss for how she manages to keep doing that, and it's baffling. And I've only been talking about the lyrics so far. So getting into the actual music, I believe that this song is in the key of C, and that's purely because of how much movement is happening around here. C is one of the most versatile keys ever. Like, it is literally covering pretty much every note you can hit on the keyboard, everywhere. So you can do whatever you want with it as long as you root yourself back to that C. And this song has so many emotional highs and lows, the shifting from these big, sweeping, emotional, like bright energy to these more melancholic moments that slow things down and focus a little bit more on what's being said. And then it explodes back into that again. And there's this middle ground as well, where there's like those war drums in the beginning, like third of the song or so. I loved that, like going on the clicks on the rims, like that's so clean. I love that, and the intent behind that with the drums being so overall, they did this with the snare at the end too, feeling a little bit like a march. There is a war happening. That's what that signifies to me. So there's a lot happening here. When I mentioned all of what I said about the lyrics, that obviously will carry through with the story and the music as well, and the brightness and like the realization, the understanding, the soliloquy on the side when they're trying to think about what this means to their life and who they've been, who they're going to become. everything has that emotional tie, and that's obvious. I mean, Mili's never not done that. Most bands do that. It's just so powerful in this one with how many different notes they hit when it comes to that emotional response. They go bright, they go sad, they go a little angry and confused kind of at one point. They never go like full anger, like turn it metal or anything, but you can feel there's a little bit of a disdain in some of this as well. It's not sad, it's more of like an aggression to that. It's a microaggression in music, and that's so cool. I love the sheer amount of flexibility this song has, and I'm sure a lot of that is probably because it's in the key of C, because again, very flexible key, you can kind of do whatever you want with it, and this song clearly wanted to do as much as it could with the time it had. But all this really does is make me excited to see how this is going to be applied to that animation. I'm staying away from that animation for a couple more days, so don't get too excited. I will be getting there. But like, give me time to get back to every other community that's been waiting for me to return to these game songs and everything as well. But I digress, it's just another banger from Mili, and I still don't have any clue how Cassie writes the way she does, and how the musicianship in this is so clean everywhere. That guitar, the violins, the whole orchestra, it's just gorgeous. And I'm really glad I listened to this one right away, because I mean, it's a Mili song. It would take a lot for me to not want to get to this as soon as I could, and just coincidentally I was already going to be doing the animation today, and literally last night they released the full version of the song, so I was like, hey, I'm here, let's just do this in this order now. But that's all I'm gonna say for this one. I've yapped plenty about this song, and I'm sure I'll touch on it more when I get to the animation, albeit a lot less. I'll probably be focusing on the animation. Either way, if you like this video and you want to see that, you know how to follow me and support me and all that. If you have any other requests, leave them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to get to them. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!